9/22/2013, 52-week high, Mastercard. Mastercard loves to have reversals at 52-week highs. This thing has gone parabolically straight up to all-time highs where we're looking at how to fade the stock, short the stock to the pullback. 10-day simple moving average. We got up here to 100% overbought level. It's finally starting to turn on that percent K. The actual momentum hit the top of the ceiling. The momentum of this thing had never had reached a peak of that nature. When they get that high up, bam, they start to turn on the RSI. Of course, these are public indicators. We don't make our decisions on them, but we do know that the public doesn't have anything else to look at. These things are going to pull back. Mastercard has a history of shaking the bulls out. Now, on a weekly chart, we can see where the high was 695. We traded down to the fresh lows here. So the low of that weekly bar was 668 to 695 on the weekly. Now on the daily, on the monthly, you can see that parabolic move from 610 to 695. That's a parabolic upside movement, which has put this thing in a ridiculous overbought category. It does like to have its reversals, and we like to be able to capitalize on these reversals. We are looking for a good reversal in going into the last part of September and into the October period, where the bulls, which were the buyers, get shook out of the stock, because what happens is these things in the very short term have great reversals that people can make money on. And that's exactly what we're going to be looking at, is the 690 put. And on the simple daily moving averages is when it comes down and tests that 670 area, is how that major support level will handle, because this is where it made that 4-day breakout to the high. Now on a 60-minute level, the way that it traded is that there's the 695 high, there's that pivot point where it hit that support level. And as it breaks down here, we're going to be taking a look at where that this major consolidation right here is where they set that up. They gapped it up, they held it, and then they ran it to 52-week fresh highs. So the high part of this is in. It's $10 off of that new calendar high in September of all months, believe it or not, as hard as it is to believe. So the thing about it is we've already started the turning process. So Mastercard will be taking a look at how to short that intraday on the highs when they reverse. We'll be taking a look at the October regular puts. Which ones will they be? They'll be the following. They'll be the ones that we feel would pay. That's the 690s, the 695s. They're short-term trades. There's an art to getting that put option at the most deflated price, so that when the reversals happen, you walk away with a fairly substantial profit. Once again, Mastercard, its counterpart, Visa, which also made a 52-week high up here. We're going to be looking at this extremely overbought weekly chart. Here's the monthly movement. Now remember, they got some headwinds that they still have to deal with about the credit swiping their cards when people use them, and these fees that people have to pay, and that it could roll over into their earnings cycle. So there could be a lot of volatility. This thing went parabolic up from the lows on this monthly level. Let's just call that 175. Let's just call this high right up here at 198, right below the $200 mark. They've gone parabolically up. They do get pullbacks. That's what we're looking at doing with Visa, right along with Mastercard. They've had the best run in calendar 2013 than they've ever had. There's two sides to every coin. There's two sides to every story. There are the fundamentals, which have been okay. But once again, stocks run too far too fast. We look at fading both Mastercard and Visa.